Welcome back. I mentioned at the start of my last video that I had to go install a sink faucet and drain in one of our bathrooms. In case you watch my videos in order, which I know not everybody does, I did get that done. That's just the update on that, but I've spent the last couple of hours with my head and shoulders crammed inside the cabinet, the tiny cabinet, and that vanity there, and, well, not all the way in there the whole time. I'm in and out, so I'm a little stiff and sore from that, but I am going to try to play the next bot. These bots from Clash of Clans are still on chess.com. One of my subscribers, Anderson Connors, commented that he tried the next one and it destroyed him. So this might end up that way too. Anderson Connors' rating is very similar to mine, depending on which time control you choose. I think I finally passed him in bullet, though. I'm over 1,000 in bullet, which is huge. I just passed that a few days ago. I'm pretty proud of that. I've been working steadily. 990 was my high a couple of months ago, and I dropped back into I think the upper 700s, but I've worked my way back up. I'm at around 1020 in bullet right now on chess.com. Let's choose which is rated 1500. It says the Mistress of Darkness is loved by all skeletons. She looks dangerous, but is a big softie if you happen to be made of bones. Well, I am partly made of bones, but anyway, let's choose this bot. Random colors. Now, when I chose random colors, let the computer choose the color. The previous 5 bots all gave me the black pieces. That might happen again. We'll find out in a second. It did give me the black pieces. Okay, we have a D4 opening. I think these bots are pretty fond of D4, but I usually respond to that with knight to F6 and see what the bot does. Oh, that's unusual. I see this sometimes where they get in front of this C-pawn, and that obviously it blocks their C-pawn's progress, but this is, I don't see it enough to really know what to do with it. I know that knight, I think it aims to guard this pawn once it advances, so should I just play D5 now? But also, another reason that I've seen this several times is people try to get this dark squared bishop out here. I don't know if you can see that green arrow. Not sure why I drew it green on this green field. And then this knight hops in here and they're trying to aim for this. So I think I should go ahead and play D5 then. If that bishop does come out, I'm going to push my A pawn to keep the knight from coming in. The bishop went further than it usually does. Should I challenge that immediately? Because it's not pinned, really. But if they take it, then I will open up my king a little bit. But what if I challenge it and they just move back? I don't know. Or maybe I should play C5 now and then aim to put my knight behind it. I really have no idea. I'm going to play C5 and see if put my knight behind it there. Oh, they took it. Well, now the question is, should I take with the outside pawn, which is often recommended, but in this case would leave my king open, or should I take with the inside pawn and open up my king? That's okay, because I wanted to get my dark squared bishop out anyway. I'm going to take with that pawn, see what they do here. Now that pawn is protected. If I get this bishop out to D6, that leaves the other pawn unprotected. Maybe I should put the light squared bishop here first, and then put the dark squared bishop here in castle. Okay, it looks like my opponent is coming out an odd way. They blocked the square for the bishop. Where's that knight trying to go? Or are they trying to get 2 attackers on this? Okay, if that happens, I'll take the knight, because I was going to put this here. Oh, I should just take it, right? Because now they have 2 attackers on my e-pawn. Yeah, I think I'll take it, mess up their pawn structure just a little bit, and then castle. Or should I take this first? I'm not sure. I'm going to take the pawn first. If they take back with their queen, I will... Okay, I'm going to develop a knight here, which I think... Oh, they blocked my castling attempt. That was the problem with that. Okay. Well, I could offer a queen trade right now. Do you think they'll take it? I would take with the knight because that pawn's defended. Let's do it. Okay, it moved over. It's aiming for this pawn, but that pawn's protected. That's protected. That's protected. I think I should castle now. I'm going to castle. Okay, this bishop has lined up here. I don't know if that's dangerous or not. And I could threaten the queen now. I'm trying to figure out where the queen would go. If I did threaten it thusly, it wouldn't move back to where it was. I don't think. This bot's not going to blunder a queen immediately. But how many choices would it have? I guess it could come up one because my A-pawn wouldn't be defending B6 anymore. Where else could it go? Not there, not there, not there. Those spots are all covered by my pieces. That spot's covered. That spot would be covered by the other pawn. This spot would be covered by my queen. So it might just drop back to A5. I guess it would be okay there. What if I put my bishop here? Threatening? Nah, I don't know. Is there any other way to threaten the queen? Well, my knight's not pinned anymore. What if I went in here? Sorry, some of the colors of the arrows and selection of squares don't work as well as they used to because of the color scheme of this game board. Where does the queen go if I play there? I guess it could, no, not there. Ooh, well, it could still drop back to A4. I said A5 earlier, but I meant A4. It could still drop there, but, oh, and that would be defending my secret forking opportunity that I was aiming at down there on C2. Okay, because that was the other thing for threatening the queen, but it's probably its best move would be to move there to defend that pawn. And then what would I do? I guess then I could drop this bishop back, threatening the queen again. Then where would it go? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this. I know that if the queen drops back and defends that, it would also be attacking my knight. So that's why dropping the bishop back to threaten the queen would be a bad idea. Oh, no, maybe it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be a bad idea because that would be a discovered check. Let's see if that works. Is there any other safe? Well, if it doesn't go here, right, because my knight would be hitting there and there. My pawn's covering that square. My queen's covering these. Pawn's covering both of those. Queen's covering this one. Oh, I guess they could go here. But if they went there, I still couldn't hit that because I just realized that their bishop is guarding that square. Okay, maybe that's not a good idea. But I still would have a discovered check. Whoops. Wherever I move this bishop is going to be a discovered check. Maybe I should do that first. No, I want to harass the queen. I can always bring the knight back if it doesn't work out. We'll see where it goes. Okay, I'm attacking the queen. Okay, it did go there, so it's not defending that because it doesn't need to because the bishop is defending C2. Okay, but I still do have a discovered check. Either of these, I mean, anywhere I put the bishop is a discovered check by my queen. But they can block, whichever piece they block with, I could hit with my knight. But they would have other pieces defending that square, though. I don't know. Maybe I should line up a rook first? Well, I had said if the queen moved to A5, then I would have dropped the bishop back here, discovered check from my queen, and then I would pick up their queen on the next turn, no matter what they blocked with or moved out of check. But now that the queen's not on a light square, it is colored light by this yellow, but it's not on a light square. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to move the bishop back here, but what if I moved the bishop to F5 or G, whatever that is, G4? What's the advantages and disadvantages of each of those? Because either way, it's a discovered check with my queen. They don't have any pieces pointed at my queen. If I played here, I'm aiming with my knight down to C2. So if I went to bishop to F5 and they blocked with their bishop, blocked my check with their bishop, then I would have this fork here, which would be a check, and their bishop wouldn't be defending that spot anymore, and I would win the rook. But what if I went here and they blocked with the knight? Well, then I could take their bishop. Oh, but then they could take my knight. Okay, well, what if I went over here then? Discovered check by the queen. They could block with the knight, but then I could take the knight. And when they took back with the bishop, I would have mate, maybe? I don't know which one's better. This one looks a little better, I guess, because it also hits that spot. But then what if the king just moves out of check? Then what do I do? But here, if the king just moves out of check, I can start chopping away at pieces like I'll have this fork here, maybe. Okay, I'm going to try bishop to F5, I think, because I understand the follow-ups to that better than the other one. I don't think I should push a pawn to threaten the queen again. Okay, that's a check. Okay, it did just move out of check. I think I should take the bishop, right? Oh, but then there's not a fork then, because the king's gone. But it does separate their pawns. They already have one set of doubled pawns here. Then that would be an isolated pawn, I guess. Also, that would be one less piece defending this square, which I might want to move over to later. Let's see, what else do I have? And for all I know, I'm already behind. I could be well behind at this point. We're only on move 14. Anderson Connors said in I think his second game against this bot, the bot checkmated him in 20 moves. So I don't think I'm about to be checkmated, but I might be in the situation in the first game that he played where it just ground him down to nothing. Okay, but that's just a trade. But the advantage for me is that it undoubles. I mean, it misplaces that pawn, I guess. Assuming they take back, because that's a check, right? So I think, yeah, they would have to take back or keep moving over. I don't know why they would move over. Surely, okay, wow. I had a sudden doubt that I wasn't recording. Now that's happened to me a couple of times, or that the mic's not picking up, something like that. Now I'm paranoid, so I keep looking over at my recording software to make sure it is recording. Well, because I don't have a producer. I am my own producer. All right. Okay, but what else? Wait, what if I take here anyway? The reason I didn't take there before is because they would just take my knight. But now, if they take my knight, I'll get their bishop, and I would have just won the pawn instead of misplacing it. Okay, right? Because this way we just misplace the pawn. But if I take the pawn first, take back, then the pawn's gone. But then what? I'm not defending this pawn anymore. Oh, wow. That might be a problem. But if they took it, I could always come back and check here before I moved my king. Okay. What if they don't take my knight? What if they take my bishop? Oh, if they take my bishop, then I take the rook, right? But then this pawn is still undefended. Okay. I'm probably going to lose here in just a second, but I'm going to go a little wild. Rather than my first instinct, which was to trade the bishop and misplace the pawn, I'm going to take the pawn and hopefully win the bishop or the rook at this point. Oh, okay. Well, I did anticipate that might be it. So now that I went down there, my knight's hanging. I need to move it. Nothing else makes sense other than to take the rook. And their king can't come out of the way of their other rook because my queen is guarding the entire e-file. So my knight should be able to... Oh, no, it can't get back out because the bishop is still guarding that square. Should I... No, I shouldn't attack the bishop because then it will just take the knight. Wow. I had said that if I took this and they didn't take it immediately, if they took my bishop, that I would take the rook. And that seems like the only reasonable move here because if I don't, I'm just down a piece, right? I think I'm up a pawn and would be down my bishop. Here, at least, I would be going up the exchange, assuming that they would take my knight at some point. But what were they going to do after I take that? What are they're going to do something. Probably take this pawn, which threatens my queen. I would need to move my queen, I assume. Where would I move it? See, bishop, 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 pawn. All those squares would be defended by some piece or another. Some of them defended by multiple pieces, like the knight and the king both hitting that. The king and the queen would both be hitting that. Oh no, the knight wouldn't be hitting that because the knight would be here. The knight would be guarding that and that. Okay. So yeah, basically the entire e-file would be off limits. If I take the rook and they take my pawn, do I drop back or do I go forward? Okay, I don't know. I'm going to take the rook. I don't want to drag this out too much further. I assume it's about to beat me. I did take the pawn. Okay. What about here? D8. For offering a queen trade? Because I'm still up the exchange. If I go there and they take my queen and I take it, then they come out and my knight is toast. I really don't know. If I offered the queen trade, they don't have to take it, right? They wouldn't stay there. They could take my queen and I would take back with one rook or the other, and then I would be threatening the knight, but then the knight would go somewhere, probably here maybe, to check me. They also have this check at any time, but they might just move out. I don't know, move over here to guard the square that my knight wants to come out to so they can do something else with their bishop. They might just step back one. Oh no, then they wouldn't be defending the knight anymore. Okay, so yeah, they would want to move somewhere that would still be defending the knight. Maybe they would just move over one, and then they would be attacking this pawn. Maybe they would come back here to defend the knight in that square. Okay, what do they do if I play here? I don't know. They might still put the queen back here. Oh, I was going to say because of this discovered attack on my queen, but in that case, I would just take the knight. So, as I said, I may be lost already, even though I am up slightly on material. I'm just going to go here to D6 and see what they do. They're going to probably do something really... Oh, I thought they were going to do something really bad to me. That's not that bad, right? But I can't... Oh, I was going to say I can't defend it, but I could just move it up. Or I could move a rook over, but I don't know if that's a good idea. What else? What else? I can't move the knight. I could challenge the bishop. Then, I mean, if they took the pawn, then I would take the bishop. But then I would be opening up my king, so that might not be a good idea. Can I check in any way? I can pin their queen to the king. Then they would have to move to defend it or just take me, but that would double my pawns. But then I would still be up on material. I do like getting queens off the board, but it's a bot. A 1500 rated bot. Once we get the queens off the board, it's probably going to use that knight and that bishop to just decimate me. Probably. On the other hand, do I need this pawn? Maybe I should be starting, not there, getting rooks onto open files. Maybe here. Oh, well, I don't like trapping in my other rook. Maybe getting my F rook over to E8 or D8. What about D8? And line up here. If they take the pawn, I take their knight. Would they move the knight at that point? And if so, where would they move it? I'm not sure. And then what would I do? I'm going to let the pawn go. I'm going to put a rook behind my queen and threaten the knight. I don't think they have anything that can get this square. The bot said, towers, I destroy them every day. Skeletons always interfering. Wait, I thought she liked skeletons. I don't wait. Oh, added a protector to the knight. Well, I don't want to take it now. If I get the knight out and they take it, then I take the knight. Or maybe I should have put this rook over here so that when they did that, I could have put the F rook there. Should I put the F rook there now and threaten the bishop? Then where's it going to go? I guess then it would drop back and then I could put the other rook over here. I don't know. Or now should I try the thing that I said over here? They would just take it, right? You know what? This has gone on so long. I'm surprised this bot hasn't beat me yet. You know what? We're only on move 18. I feel like this is a 40 move game. I'm going to pull the knight out here and see if they take it. If they do, then I'll take theirs. If they don't, what are they going to do? That's what I don't know. If they don't take it, what do they play? And if they don't, then, I mean, if they do something else, I don't know, move the g-pawn, then what do I do? Come in here and threaten their queen so that I've escaped with the knight? I don't know. I'm going to try it. And they are going to do what? They took the pawn. I wasn't expecting that. Now what do I do? You know what? The same thing applies to this pawn that applied to that pawn. I don't need it, do I? What if I put my rook over and they take that pawn? Then I'll get theirs and I'll be threatening a big old bad check down here. Why don't I try that? Just chase their queen, let them have that pawn. If they take it, I take their pawn, which I think is safe. I could be way off. Let's just do it. Let's get this game done. Does that mean I'm not supposed to take this? Oh no. One advantage of this though, moving this over, even though I did give up another pawn, is that my queen's protecting it. So what if I did the thing I said earlier about moving the D rook over to the E file and threatening that bishop? Wait, if I do that, it just takes the knight. Okay, well maybe that was a bad plan. Wait. Their queen was defending their knight along with the bishop. And it was still defending the knight from down here, but it's not anymore. Okay, so if I go here and they take my knight, I take their knight. And even though they picked up these two pawns and they're still even on material, I think I would be in pretty good shape because their king is less safe than mine, I think. And they're playing without this whole other piece over here. The H1 rook is not playing. It hasn't joined us. Or should I just take the pawn like I originally said? Then what do they do? Because then I'll be defending my knight and threatening the check. That is what I said I would do. Let me try that. Okay, should I check now? Because I like checking. Or should I get behind that pawn? No, their queen's defending it. Should I line up the rooks here? Let's examine those. If I check, they would only have one legal move, which would be to come out here, and then I would win their other rook. That's what I would do against most other opponents. I mean, they're effectively playing without that rook right now, but they still have it. If I take it, I'll still have my rook, but they won't have their rook. I think that's their only legal move. Let's check. Okay, and now that they've moved, it doesn't make sense to check again, right? Because then they would come forward and try to get my knight. I'm going to take the rook. Oh, I should probably be worried about that passed pawn. Probably. Oh, also my knight's hanging again. Wait, why didn't they take my knight? Oh, again, because I would take their knight. I can check them again. What do they do if I do that? They would have multiple legal moves. Oh, no, they would just take it. Okay, well, let's not do that. If I check here, they would get in between my pieces and both of them would be hanging. Well, they would have to take the knight first. But wait. If I check here, I win the bishop. They can go over there and get the knight anyway. They could have gotten it on the last turn instead of moving that pawn. Yeah, if I check there, they can move over to attack my knight and I just win their bishop, I think. Oh, but what if they move to protect it? They could move here to protect the bishop. And if they did that, then I could check again, because this knight's pinned. But what if I checked there and they went this way to protect the bishop? Then I could check again. Oh no, the queen gets me there. Wow. Okay. Okay, they might move here to f3 to protect the bishop. And then should I take it anyway since I'm a rook ahead? I think since I got their other rook for free, and it says I'm up 6 points of material, that's visible, right? Oh, it's really tiny, but down at the bottom of the screen, I'm up 6 points of material. I think if I check here and they move to protect the bishop this way. Now, if they move the other way, I do have to check, as I said before, because their knight is pinned, and we could kind of go from there. But if they move to f3 to protect it, I think I'll just trade the rook for the bishop, and I'll still be up 4 points of material. And I don't know if that's good or not. Again, I'm kind of getting tired of this game, so... Okay, they did move to f3. Maybe that's not a good idea then, if the bot thought that was good. Okay, well, we have passed 30 minutes on my end. Hopefully I've edited your end down to much shorter than that by this point. But okay, let's do it. Let's take it. Oh, I hope this is right. I hope this is good. Why didn't they take it? Because now I get the knight too, right? I think I get the knight now. Because my rook and queen are still defending each other, and then my queen would be defending the rook. I don't know, there might be something better. See, since they didn't take it, what's going on down here? Or they're trying to sneak my rook off the back rank? But let's see, if I went up here, I would be threatening their queen at that point. Where would they go? I don't think they would take me because then they would have no pieces left. Oh, but then they could get the rook. Oh, but I would still be way ahead though, right? I would still have a rook and a knight and they wouldn't have any pieces left. But what else is there? If I take here, they don't have a check. I'm still guarding the back rank. I just would no longer be able to slide my queen back this way. What else? What else? I could protect the rook with f5, but then they could shoot a g-pawn forward, and then I could protect it here, and it gets really complicated. Oh, and if I do that, then no, my queen's guarding that spot. Okay, I'm going to take the knight and see if they want a queen trade. They did. Okay. Well, we already said, no, when I take back, that's their last piece. Now, both my rooks will be undefended at that point, but they'll take that one, and I'll get this pawn. And if they move the pawn forward, I'll get behind it. I'm going to take their queen. Okay, it did that. Now I pretty much have to take this pawn, right? I mean, I could check again, but that doesn't make any sense since they have a passed pawn over there. Now I just need to be careful. For example, I don't think I want to put my knight over there because... Oh no, then I could just come back, but we don't want a repetition. So I think I want to bring my knight away this way. If they come closer, I want to bring my knight away this way. I want to run away with it, basically. Yeah, oh, that's a check. I didn't mean for it to be a check, but yeah, now I'm going to go this way, and they can't come any closer because of my rook, and my rook's now protected, and I can bring my king. I think this is what we have to do. I don't know what that does. I'm going to bring my king and try to help chop off some of these pawns, I think. Oh, I should just checkmate him, shouldn't I? Oh, they went to protect the pawn. Okay. Come forward a little bit and then can check him here, I think. Yeah, because they wouldn't be able to come forward because of my king. So let's check. They have to go back. Then I bring my king. I don't have a knight check, but my knight is waiting in case I need it. Now if I check, they come forward. That's not good. Actually, I should just go in here, shouldn't I? Okay. Now, when they leave the defense of that pawn, which they will after I check them, because their only legal move will be here, then I'll get this pawn, I think, and then I can get the rest from behind. I think they have to go to d2. I take this pawn. Now I'm coming for the rest of them, because this whole checking thing will be a lot easier once those pawns are gone, right? I think if I go here, I'm guaranteed to get at least one of these pawns. Oh, not that one. This one? Well, that one just ran into the firing line there. Okay, now I can checkmate them with just my king and my rook now that those pawns are out of the way. Okay, we're going to trap them further and further back on the ranks there. We're going to bring our king, see where they go. Oh, they went back? Okay, now they're trapped on the back rank. I'm going to bring my king. When they get close to it, I'll put my rook on the other side. Classic checkmating technique. And see what they do. We need to get the opposition. Okay, now if I move over, they're just going to go here. So I'm going to stay where I am and do something like this. So if they come over themselves, then it's mate. They didn't, but now I can come toward them, and if they come over, I have mate. Or we can just go all the way to the edge. Now when they come back, I have mate. I beat which? And it only took me 36 minutes on my end? Okay. There were some tense moments in there, and I don't know if those are because I made mistakes, or, you know, I obviously didn't know what I was doing at certain places, and I kind of guessed, and it worked out. But I'm assuming, I mean, obviously the way these bots work is they make mistakes to help us out. It says I had no mistakes. I did have a couple of inaccuracies, but the bot made 4 mistakes. Okay. And it says hidden slightly behind my camera view, but there it is. I had 2 great moves. From the graph, it looks like we were pretty even until about out there, but I had an inaccuracy early on that gave the bot nearly a +1 advantage. Let's just click through to see where things went wrong for the bot. That was fine. These are all book moves. I assumed that they were, oh, that's a book move too. I thought that was a mistake. I thought they were coming in for this pawn. Oh, I should have just played h6 or e6. I mean, I didn't know. And it says they would have taken. What if I had played e6? Oh, then they would have played e4. Maybe. I don't know. But then I could have put the bishop in here. Or just protect the knight with the other knight. Well, I thought about that. But I played c5. Oh, that's also a book move. And this is called the Richter-Veresov attack. Okay, and here they're supposed to play e4 or take the knight or e3. They took the knight, okay. And taking back e-pawn or g-pawn would have been fine. Both very right at even. Okay, so it didn't matter. I know sometimes it's better to take with the outside pawn, but this time apparently it was the same. Bot played its best move. Okay, I wasn't sure here, but I did see that this pawn was about to be undefended if I blocked it with something, so I put a bishop over here to defend it. Is that, yeah, okay. That was one of their best moves. Okay, and I should have gotten the knight out now, or taken this pawn, or put my queen over here. Oh, because their dark squared bishop isn't defending that pawn anymore, but then they just would have moved that pawn up. It says they wouldn't, but I'm pretty sure that they would. Or at least human opponents that I play, anytime I do this, they just push that pawn forward, and then I don't have anything. Okay, well, I didn't play any of those. Here is where I brought my other bishop out, and that was an inaccuracy. Okay, and now they should have just taken this pawn. Wait, why? I would have just taken it back. Is that to win a tempo? And create an isolated pawn, maybe? That's what it said they should have done, or g3, or queen to d2. Oh, preparing to castle queenside. Okay, but okay, that was a bot mistake. What was I right to take it? Yes, I was right to take it. Okay, because that doubled their pawns and opened their king, and I'm ready to castle. Oh, I didn't castle here, though. Why didn't I castle? Oh, because my bishop's not protecting this pawn anymore. I thought I castled, they're just going to take that, so I might as well take theirs first. And that turned out to be my best move. But castling would have been okay. They took back. Oh, and here I thought I can develop a piece with tempo on the knight, but I could, oh, it's even. Castling or that. Okay, so I wasn't wrong then. Okay. And that was their best move to prevent me from castling. I should have just gone to queen to c7, but then I still couldn't castle. I wanted to castle. If I played queen to c7, I couldn't have castled. Or ace, wait, what does a6 do? Oh, a6 prevents them from coming in here with the knight. Wait, they weren't going to though. I don't think. If I had played queen to c7, they might have, I guess. Okay, but queen to e7 is my third best move. Oh, and they should have taken it, but they didn't. That was a mistake too. Is it because it allows me to castle? Oh, I should have played a6 here. What would they have, if I'd played a6, it says they just would have dropped back to b6. Oh, and then I could have played d4 and I would have been attacking the knight and the queen at the same time. But I castled. Okay, opening principles. Well, but I still have a lead though. Okay, and we saw the bot made two mistakes that gave me the lead, as they usually do. Bishop to d3 was the bot's best move. I'm waiting for Stockfish to make up its mind, but it does look like a6. Oh, bishop to f5 now, or knight to d4. Well, I did play knight to d4, and it's slightly better than the other two, but I'm surprised at bishop to b5 now. Wouldn't? Oh, because it's already a discovered check. I don't think I didn't see that until later. But knight to d4 was good, because not only it attacks the queen, but threatens the fork. Not immediately, because I didn't see that bishop until it was, I was already up there, but the queen was supposed to go to a5, and it did. Okay. I honestly thought it was going to go there to protect that pawn, but I guess that would have allowed the check with the bishop to win the queen. Okay. I wondered about this. Bishop to g4 would have been okay as well as f5, but either way, the king was just supposed to move rather than them blocking. I honestly thought they were going to block. But bishop to f5 was slightly better. Oh, that was my second great move. Well, we saw why. And okay, yeah, king to f1 is better. Oh, king moves they're all top 3. Blocking is not among the top 3. It would have been a blunder to block. Okay. Well, I thought if they blocked, I would be okay. Okay, so they did move the king out of the check. Was I supposed to take the bishop? They're about even. Okay, Stockfish is settled on this. And I think it's because you get the pawn and the bishop that way. If they take, but they didn't. They went this way. Is that what they're supposed to do? Yeah, they're supposed to take my bishop. Okay, that was not a mistake on their part. And the only move of mine that's not a mistake is to take the rook. This would have been my second best, but then they just would have, they just would have won this pawn, and then I would have taken the rook. And their queen would be here in the center. Okay, so it was best to take the rook. Okay, I struggled over that for a little bit, also because, their bishop's pointed right at it. And that was their best move. Okay, well, that's what I was worried about. Oh, it would have been fine to go back here. And it says they would not have traded. I mean, they might have, because it's a low-rated bot compared to the high-rated bots. It's a high-rated bot compared to me, but it probably would have gone back because this bot was doing pretty good. But queen to d6 was better, and I don't remember now my reasoning for it. You know what? I should have thought about that. That should have been a reason to play there, is that I could eventually put a rook behind it, whereas if I play here, then I can't put a rook behind it. I didn't think of putting the rook behind it till after I got there. I was just getting out of danger. Now, their best move is king to e2 to threaten my knight. And it says if they played that, though, then I would just check them, and then they would come up here. Oh, well, they ended up there anyway later. So this is another mistake here where the bot moved over. Oh, I didn't know that it was. Thought it's still protecting the knight, and it's attacking this pawn, and I was supposed to bring a rook over. Okay. Either one, it says is fine. All right, well, threatening the knight, so the knight should have moved, but it didn't. It could have gone to either one of those places. Okay, that's their third best move, but it was counted as a mistake because it's significantly worse than the others. And now I have a -3, almost -4 advantage. Oh, f5. I should have just challenged it immediately. If it had taken, which it could have, then I would have won the knight and been threatening both of those pieces. But it wouldn't have taken, it just would have dropped back to continue defending the knight. And then it wouldn't be guarding then it wouldn't be guarding c2 anymore. Oh, and my second best move. Remember what I said? I should have put this, the a rook here behind my king so I could bring my f rook over to e8. And then I said I could just do it now. I could have just played rook to e8 now as my second best move. And then it says they would bring this back here to defend the bishop. And then what would I do? Oh, and then I would bring the other rook over. Okay, well, I thought about that. So, and rook a to c8 is my third best move. So what I played was inaccurate, getting the knight out. And they're not supposed to take it, because if they take it, well, it's their second best move to take. But yeah, I would take theirs. Okay, their best move is g4. I'm not sure about that. And ranked right up there is g3. I guess letting their rook out finally. It's kind of a slow, but yeah, g4 is listed as their best move, but instead they took the pawn, which was inaccurate. Rook to e8 is again my best move. Or a to b8, that's the one I played, right? Okay. They only have one good move here. They have an only move. Queen to c6. Wait, that's here. Oh, wow. If they had played that, I don't know if I would have seen this discovery. If they had played queen to c6, I'm definitely not supposed to take, because then they would have a fork. Not only a fork with their knight hitting my queen and king, but their discovered attack from their bishop. Yeah, that would have been sneaky. I probably would have fallen for that, but the bot here played their second best move, which is a full 2 points less. It says it's excellent, but it went from -2 to -4, almost -5. And again, I'm supposed to play rook to e8 to threaten that bishop, or take this pawn. That's my second best move. Or f5 again, because f5 would have given up the knight. But that was okay. They were supposed to play g4 or g3 again, or queen to a5 to continue, because they quit protecting the knight, but instead they played that pawn move, and f5 again. But it's almost as good to check here, and they only had one legal move, and it's by far my best move to take their rook. Okay. I don't know. I thought there might be some sort of trick to that, because most of this time, even after I was a little bit up on material, I was assuming that the bot was ahead, because these bots usually are. Now it's their turn. They're supposed to check me here. Protected by the queen. Sorry, I had to pause that to go take care of something in the other room. But yeah, their best move here was knight to e7 check. I would have just had to move out of check. But I was way ahead even if they played that. And then they would have taken my knight. Oh, and then I would have played rook to c1 to immediately threaten their bishop. That's a long line that didn't happen because they played a5. Was I right to check here? Yes. Oh, by far my best move. Rook to e1 check. Okay. And they were supposed to play king to f3. Anything else gave me a mating sequence. Oh, and I was right to take the bishop too. Wait, my second best move is h5. Well, I never would have guessed that. If I didn't take this, I'm not sure exactly what I would have done. I might have done something like this. g5. Then if they take back, and then I would be, oh no, their knight's giving that square. Wow, yeah, I would have really messed this up if I didn't decide to trade for this. Okay, so that was kind of an only move. I mean, I would have been ahead either way, but I wouldn't have found that second and third best move for sure. And wait, they weren't supposed to take back. That's not even listed. They were supposed to play king to g3, or the knight to e7 check again, or queen to b7. Okay, that is what they played. They played queen to b7. When I was supposed to play f5 to protect the rook here, Rook to d4. Oh, to line up with everything else. Rook to a4. To get behind the pawn now. Okay. It's not even listed among my top 3 moves to take the knight. Okay. Well, that takes us out of the mating sequence down to -6, and it was their best move to take back, really. Okay. And my best move to take back, and their best move to take the rook. I wonder why they shouldn't have taken the rook before. Okay, and it was best to take the pawn, and then I think from there on out, I was pretty sure that I had it. I don't know if that was best. No, that wasn't. It was excellent, but not best. Okay. And what was I supposed to... Oh, I was supposed to immediately go back and check them? Oh, that's one of my... It's changed the order. Rook to a3? Yeah, see, this is another one of those cases where Stockfish is like, it can see a mate or pretty close. It knows exactly what to do. And I have a pretty tried and true principle once we get to a certain point in the game is to make sure my pieces are safe, which they are here, then start bringing my king, and then make sure they can't promote any pawns, and then do one of the basic checkmates that I know how to do. So I think I did okay here. We stayed in the -7. Oh, it jumped from -7 or 8 up to -34 here, somewhere there. King to d5 was among my best moves, and that was among their best moves. But here they had to go back, and then I can keep coming. Oh, that wasn't best. All right. But that's fine, because I knew what I was doing here. Even if it wasn't best, I still knew how to win this, and that's what we did. So yeah, I made some kind of okay moves during this situation, but now we're definitely in a mating sequence again, and I think you can tell my computer's slowing down a little bit because of all this Stockfish. But, oh, it went back to a mate in 18. Okay. Oh, mate in 9. All right. Mate in 2. Mate in 1. And mate. Well, thank you for spending your time here. I feel pretty good about this. I think I had originally said I wasn't going to go to the next bot, but maybe I would if I had time, and I did have time, so I did, but I'm definitely not going to play the next one. Like I've mentioned in the past, I rarely beat 1,500 bots. I think I got lucky in a couple of these situations, but also the bot made the kinds of mistakes that I knew how to take advantage of. Let me correct that. The bot made mistakes that I was able to figure out how to take advantage of. I didn't know how to take advantage of them. That came out wrong. But as you saw, if you watched the game, I was able to figure out how to take advantage of them, even though I thought I was behind during most of that. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.